Hey Flosstube, it's Lori of Mischievous Stitches. I'm back this weekend to share with you my whips, some new stash, and a framed piece. If you remember from my last video, I had started and was continuing to work on Smoky Mountain Christmas. I have completed page 1 and I have made a start on page 2. This is where I am at the moment. Unfortunately, I've rolled the sky up. I have a good bit of the sky completed. I'm not at the right-hand border of the second page, but I wanted to drop down so I could give some attention to the second bear. So I started that bear, have the wreath completed, some of the ribbons, and I'm now starting on its hindquarters. This is part of a challenge that I'm working on with my friends Mary, Donna, and Natasha. And our goal was to have this framed and on the wall by Christmas 2019. I don't think that's going to happen for me, but I think I'm pretty safe to say that I will have it finished by Christmas 2020 and on the wall. I've joined a bowling league in the past month and a half, and that has taken away time from my stitching, as well as on the 1st, I will be hosting a stitch along for Miss Mary Ann Bournes from the Hands Across the Sea Sampler with Michelle Bendy Stitchy. We will be hashtagging this on Instagram as Jungle Igloo Stitch Along. And like I said, that will be starting on the 1st. So between the bowling as well as this, I will have a little less time to stitch on Smoky Mountain Christmas. I also have a couple of other whips. I did pick back up my Words of Praise sampler, and I've gotten a little bit more done than when I last shared it with you. I put this down to work on Smoky Mountain Christmas. And of course it's Sampler September, and it would be nice to have a Sampler September finish, but I still have a little bit to go, and we only have 2 more days in the month, but hopefully maybe by the next video I'll have it finished. The last time I showed it to you, I was here on this verse, but what I had done was I had stitched B, and then the remaining words on that row I had stitched 1 thread below, and didn't catch it until I showed it to you all in the video, and then I realized what I had done. So I had to rip that out. So I've brought down the border on both sides, as well as completed all of the verse. And this here is a bird, but I have this, I'll be filling in this part, so you've got trees and different animal motifs there. But this is going to be the start of the curve to come around, so you see I don't have a lot more to go. And it's pretty well spaced out, meaning that it's not full coverage by any means, so it shouldn't be too hard of a finish. But there's that. And I've already dated it, so I have to finish it this year. And actually, I'm going to continue working on this tonight. I also picked up an old whip, and this is Birds and Berries by JBW Designs. And this, I had started it a couple of times, once in a blue, once in a purple. The pattern calls for red, and then when Sampler Stitcher and the Serial Starter made their videos and said that every stitcher should have a red work sampler on the go, you know it's law, I jumped right on their bandwagon and I started this again in red DMC number 115. Now I have a red work sampler that I finished last year, and so I went ahead and picked this back up and used some of those remaining threads that I have to make that start. And so it's not a very big start, but I'm going to use it to show you the differing variations of red in DMC 115. So that A and that J, like I said, are stitched with the same thread, but yet the colors are so, one is darker than the other, and I really like how it looks so far. So we have to have it on the go. It doesn't say you have to focus on a finish with it, just that you have to have one on the go. So I have one on the go. And a couple weeks ago, Lisa Kindred Stitcher had a bag sale on Instagram, her Instagram page, and I picked up one of those. So I got this bag And I love the zipper pull with the buttons. And let me show you the inner fabric as well. So I was happy to get one of these bags from Lisa. And girl, you've got skills, because this is a very well-made bag. Very well made. So this houses my redwork sampler. Now, last Saturday, I visited with a friend that lives about an hour and 15 minutes away, and I went there for a day stitch. On the way there was someone that was having a sale. The lady is downsizing. So I wasn't sure what to expect. I didn't know if she was a needleworker, and I didn't know whether that meant knitting, crocheting, just cross stitch, was it fabrics, I had no idea. And I kind of teeter-tottered. Yes, I want to go. No, I don't. Well, I went, and I'm so glad I did, because she was a cross stitcher and a needle pointer. I come out of there with a stack of kits. And when I mean kits, they were things that she had kitted up. She didn't buy them as kits, she kitted them up. So I'm going to show you what I picked up. The prices were so good that some of these pieces I bought merely for the fabric. Others, I was just blown away and thankful to have them. So here's my stack. And I'm just going to go ahead and one by one show you what I've got. So this is Heartstrings, a Kringle calendar. If I had to make a guess, the lady that was downsizing started stashing in the 80s. There is a wide range of samplers, and there were Lizzie Kates, Prairie Schooler. Some things you could tell she had been to classes and picked up. There were kits. There were scroll rods. She was definitely one of us. She was a mega stasher. This is handwork samplers, Nancy Tuckler sampler. This came with the fabric and the DMC threads. This one, out of the whole stack, this is the one I think that I want to start first. So you may see me start this in the next couple of months. I really like this. All of them, when I picked them up, they were all sorted into Ziploc bags, and like I said, most of them have both the threads and the fabric. This is 2 Bent Creeks. One of them is Cat-O-Lantern, and the other is the Hollyberry sampler. Comes with the beads, or the buttons, I should say, and the fabric. This is a Prairie Schooler. This is Amish Life. It comes with the fabric. This is another I'm very happy to have. This is a kit, and a lot of the patterns as well, she had already made her working copies. So this is a Sampler and Antique Needlework Quarterly. I have the fabric, and then this is the item that she kitted up, this Quaker motif sampler here. And as you can see here, you've got the clear sleeves, 3-ring binder sleeves that she has made the working copies for. So I just love this. This is another one that will be a sooner than later start. This is the Sarah Ann Wilcox sampler by Handwork, and this is this is from the Charleston Museum, America's first museum. So this is another. I have another handwork sampler that is also a sampler that is at the Charleston, South Carolina Museum. So I'm happy to have this one. This one is kitted with the fabric and the silks. This is a Kathy Barrett, and unfortunately the working copy's on top, so I can't show it to you, but this is May I Give Love to Thee, and it comes with the silk threads and the fabric. This is the Good Huswife. This comes with just the fabric, and this is Birds in the Bower. And you can see this is in a sleeve as well. This is by the Exemplary, and this is the Little Brick House Sampler. I've seen this one on eBay in the past, and always have passed it up, but it's always catches my eye and makes me look a second time, and now it's mine. So this one has the threads, but not the fabric. This is with fabric and silk threads. This is Barrack Samplers Live with the Creatures. And this is Maureen Appleton, which is the Heart's Content. If you've never stitched one of hers, they're over one, and they're very detailed, or at least because they're stitched over one, that's how they look. But this is English Carpet. Love that. So this comes with the threads and the fabric. I think this is silk gauze. I'm sorry, not fabric. And this is Colonial Christmas. This next one is must be from Colonial Williamsburg. This is the Elizabeth Pofer Sampler. Look at that. Look at those trees. Look. This comes with the fabric and the threads. It's a kit. I love this one too. The next one is a Blackbird design. This is Evening Shades in the Garden. The next is a Scarlet Letter. This is the Ideal Landscape. This comes with the fabric as well as the threads. I'm going to take it out of the plastic. I love this one too. I love the rolling hills, the grass, the bright colors. This one's beautiful. So I have that one. The next is a Cricket collection. This is Sam's in Stripes. This is kitted up fabric. Although it's actually pearl cottons to stitch those Uncle Sam's there. Aren't they cute? I don't think I'd ever seen this pattern. The next is a Good Housewife. This is Ellen Birdseye, and this comes with the fabric. Although this fabric is very white, I would like to maybe tea stain it so it looks more like the fabric used in the sample there, the model. And then the last one I'm going to show you is Threads of Gold. This is Manuela Perez, Mexican sampler. I love these band samplers. Love it. I think it's absolutely stunning. And I've dropped some of the threads out of one of them, and I don't know which one it is, so I'm going to have to figure that out. But easy to do. Well, thanks for stopping by with me and let me share my stitching with you. Before I go, I have one more thing that I want to share with you, and this is 13th Colony Bay by the Bay Needle Arts. It is 3 different patterns that are stitched as a whole. I stitched this and completed it back in 2017, so I was doing Flosstube videos at that time, but I had started it prior to filming Flosstube videos. I plan to enter this in my state fair this year. I'm really excited. It turned out even better than I imagined it would. I think the framing is perfect. This is stitched on 25 count even weave, 1/1. You love it, right? I know I do. I love it. I'm in love with it. Let me give you a close-up. There's so many things about this that I love. I love the willow tree and the sails on those ships. And over here you've got a tiny little lighthouse, and it's simple in so few colors and just so absolutely stunning. So once again, thanks for stopping by and visiting with me. Thanks for sharing, allowing me to share my stash and my whips with you. Thank you for any comments you're going to leave. I do enjoy reading the comments. I always try now to give it a thumbs up or a heart to let you know that I've read it, and I try to answer any questions that I may receive. So everyone have a wonderful week, and until next time, hugs and stitches. Bye-bye.